Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us to speak a little bit about the selective courses that we are hoping to offer for the school year that is starting in the fall, which is 2022 and 2023 school year. So we're in the process of planning, making sure that we meet students' needs, and I'd like to get started. So thank you for joining us. My name is Gina Paulson. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Edison. I support the guidance team. And any questions that you may have regarding this presentation, feel free to email me or your child's guidance counselor, and we're happy to help. So we had this presentation geared towards students yesterday, and this is your presentation specifically for family and guardians. And a lot of the information is going to be the same, but I really would like to go ahead and look at it through a lens of supporting our young people and really setting them up for success in taking courses that are going to propel them in their next steps after high school, really supporting them in making decisions regarding commitments. So I love this process because it really requires students to go ahead, think about who they are as learners, have dialogues with their family members, have multiple resources, and be able to ascertain whether or not this is a good fit for them in some of the courses. So why would you support your child in taking a selective course? So selective courses expose your young people to college level material, right? Giving them a chance to learn the perspective of what the New York State Department of Education says is super important. But it also creates a new spin that it is presented in a more vigorous way. And it definitely will propel them to their next steps when they're thinking about post-secondary planning. So colleges and universities really look at the level of academic vigor a young person is taking. So yes, it is super important that they meet New York State graduation requirements, and colleges and university are looking at that. However, why did Gina sign up to take AP Literature? Or why is Gina really committed to PGC and the leadership that she is supporting the community with? That is what a college wants to know. They want to know why a young person selected courses, did they select courses, and the opportunity they had for the courses that were presented to them. And admissions committees want to see this as well. And I want to emphasize the whole piece about admissions committees. So yes, there's a GPA that is presented to a college. There is an essay, and it is not just one person making a decision whether or not Gina gets into the school. It is usually a committee. So committees talk about why a child is taking one class over the other. So their academic program is important. When a young person completes an AP level course, the expectation is that they are going to take the AP exam if it is an advanced placement course. And therefore, depending on how they do on that exam, a college may grant them credit. So if I were to take AP psychology, take the course, I complete the course. At the end of the course, usually in mid-May, there is an AP exam, advanced placement exam. Depending on how I do that on that exam, that's usually it is a 1 to 5 scale. Each college requires a different score. If I got a 5, if I got a 4, if I got a 3 on that exam, the college that your young person will then go to may take that score and count it towards college level courses. So that is all dependent on that particular EP exam and the college in which your young person chooses to go to. Okay, so criteria and eligibility for selective courses. So the first piece is that we want to see that a young person is taking initiative to want to be in a course. So we are going to open up the Google form, the selective course Google form for them, and they're going to indicate the courses that they would like to take. That form opens and it will close March 7th at 7:30 p.m. That is really very important. Deadlines are important, helping your young person make decisions and stick to deadlines. If a student is interested in being a candidate for this course, they self-identify. And again, emphasizing it closes March 7th at 7:30. Students must have school attendance rate of at least 90%. We want to see that a young person is committed, they are consistently coming to school, and that is a requirement. Some courses will require a teacher recommendation based on the departmental. needs, and that is done on the departmental level. Some courses will require students to complete a department-specific assessment. So if I indicate that I would like to take AP Calculus AB and I am a candidate for it, I will be sent an email and I will need to take an assessment for that particular course. So depending on the course a young person identifies themselves as wanting to take, they will be sent an email about an assessment to adjudicate whether or not they have the skill set to be successful in that course. I need to emphasize that just because you go ahead and your child completes the selective course form, it's expressing interest. It doesn't mean that your child will be placed and is a candidate in that course. It's saying Gina is really excited about taking this particular class, and therefore she's expressing interest. That will then let us know at the school level that she's interested in that particular class. And from that point on, the ball will get rolling to take an assessment, to get a recommendation. So it is so important you encourage your young person to check their emails daily. Please check your emails daily. It is super important for them because that's how they're going to be receiving information. So we have encouraged the young people to speak to their family members, right? Having a dialogue with a child about commitment is so important, and making the decision, because the level of vigor is intense. There is a more time requirement for some of the courses. They may have responsibilities at home that may need to be altered to support them in their learning. So we encourage them to have conversations with family members. I must emphasize that at the end of the AP courses, there is a requirement for students to take the AP exam. Okay, that is required. Once a student is programmed for the selective course, they will not be allowed to drop the class. That is very important. A young person spends a lot of time trying to get into the course. They take various assessments, they have recommendations, they're programmed, so therefore they're going to stay in the course. All right, so that sometimes has happened, and we do have that dialogue. Again, helping them making this decision is very important. We do not recommend that a child takes more than 2 selective courses. Okay, when the young person chose to come to Thomas Edison, the goal was for them to be able to take a CTE courses, right? Career Technical Education, which are vigorous. So to take those courses on top of 2 selective courses can be challenging. So we really don't recommend that a student takes more than 2 selective courses. Making informed decisions. Again, part of my love and joy of working with young people is to help them and guide them along process, right? And helping them make decisions. So on the website, there is a section under academics for selective courses. We definitely invite you to review it along with the young person. There is a perspective of a teacher. There's a perspective of a young person. Watch those videos. They're super informative. And I'm encouraging students to have conversations like this with themselves. I hear that we are projecting into the future to apply to every college and be super successful. I hear that. But what is right for Gina as a student may not be right for Nika as a student, may not be right for Victor as a student. So therefore, I'm encouraging the young people to have a conversation with themselves to say, self, is this course a good fit for me? So please encourage them to do that, and hear them when they respond to you, that if they think it is going to be a difficult commitment for them, hear them, okay? So we need to emphasize this, as we've talked a lot about post-secondary planning. It is a requirement here at Edison that the young people take 4 years of math and 4 years of science taken at Thomas Edison. I know that students come in accelerated. They've taken a lot of different classes in 8th grade and some in 7th grade, but the requirement is that they're taking classes here, math and science, 100% for 4 years. Even if they've met the graduation requirements before their 4 years of Edison is up, they need to take 4 years of math or science here at Edison. Please trust that we are guiding them in the steps for their post-secondary readiness success. And that is something that we have worked really hard to support, both staffing, curriculum-wise, 4 years of math, 4 years of science here at Edison. So what are some of the selective courses that we anticipate offering? They are listed here. I'd like you to take some time and read them. You can always come back to this presentation. And there were also any opportunities that we can offer, we will most 100% go ahead and offer students. Checking that email is super important. I need to mention that there will be additional courses selective courses offered in English. So you please need to tell your young person to check their email, please, please, please. We are offering other English selective courses, and that process will be opening up after this particular selective course process. So hold on and hold tight for that. Some of the other courses that we will be offering are listed here as well. So we are really lucky to have an opportunity to have our young people work in conjunction with the JROTC Army program at Edison. It's been a collaboration in the works for quite a few years now, and it's here. There are students that are currently participating. So if your child is interested in taking the sequence of courses, they will start at level 1. They are gentlemen here in the building to support the young people along the journey. Please go ahead and email Gully. His information is right there. His phone number is right there. I can't impress upon you enough of the importance of learning what it is to be part of a community, gaining leadership skills, empowerment skills, being part of larger systems and organizations, supporting young people in their positive attitude towards life. So we talk about the social emotional needs of our young people, the physical needs, and this particular program encapsulates so much of that. And again, these are some of the key concepts to the JROTC program. So please take a minute and take a look at that. And the key piece for me then taking away is the civic and social responsibility that all our young people have to the community and the community at large. So things to consider when the young person, along with their family, selected coming to Thomas Edison. Our young people and families selected because they wanted to have their child part of the CTE courses. And that is exactly what the priority is. So if Gina has other selective courses, the CTE courses get priority. So although she may want to take AP language, that's great. And we want her to be in that course. She's a candidate for the course. She takes the assessment. However, if her CTE course is happening at the same time as that selective course, the CTE course will get the priority. Be ready to be placed in any of the courses that you choose and are a candidate for. Again, I select that I want to take AP government. That's awesome, but am I a candidate for it? Okay, if I am, those two things, please know that you most likely will be placed in that course, so choose wisely. I have to emphasize that Thomas Edison is on a 1 to 9 schedule. At any time during the school day, a young person can be programmed first period through 9th period. If a child takes selective courses, please do know that their day may be 1 through 9. Okay, that is super important. We're going to go full circle and talk about what the universities and the colleges would like to see. They want to see a young person that challenges themselves, a young person that knows how to negotiate time. So if you are programmed on a 1 to 9, that in fact will be your program for the duration of the school year because we're meeting your needs academically. You indicated you wanted to be part of this particular program. You now are part of the program. There's a team that worked to make sure that you can be programmed and therefore your schedule will remain. Some other things to consider as you're making the decision with your young person. Again, this is a big decision, right? So we want to make sure that there's different variables. When you're filling out the selective course form, please don't randomly click. There's a whole team that looked at the course form. They made sure that it was user-friendly. So please put your choices and think about your choices. Select courses that you feel you may be qualified for. All right. There will be various methods of delivery of instruction. It could be traditional model, it could be a blended model, it could be solely online. Again, we offer courses, we staff them appropriately, and there's a myriad of ways that it is delivered. So that is important for you to know ahead of time. We don't recommend, again, that students take more than 2 selective courses, right? We want to set them up for opportunities. We want to make sure that they are exposed to course level, college level courses, but we need to emphasize that your child is taking CTE classes, which are higher level courses, right? And now added on the 2 other selective courses. So we don't recommend that you take more than 2. And we want students to select courses based on their interest, their career goals, and what their plan is in college. And it's okay if they are in a class that they may not want to pursue. It gives them exposure, but ultimately things that they are interested in, they're motivated to take. And students are accountable for their selections. Once again, we go through this process to make sure that a young person says, I'm interested, and then they're qualified. When those two things come together, they will be programmed for that course, and they have to be accountable for the choices that are made, right? We have to go ahead and we have to allocate funding, we have to allocate teachers, space. So please choose wisely. And again, the expectation is that the child will stay through the course throughout the entire school year. They will take the AP exam, the advanced placement exam that is associated with that particular course, right? They are required to take that. And all course offerings are subject to change and budget. We'd like to offer as many opportunities to young people as possible, but sometimes there are contingencies that need to happen. So please do know that. I need to emphasize again that students must complete the selective course form by March 7th at 7:30 p.m. All right, that is super important. So I recommend that if you have any questions, you reach out to your counselor. You can reach out to me, but guiding them in that process is really important. Again, I'm empowered to do this work because it is so important to help young people make decisions that will really help them and impact a lot of other decisions that they will have to make in their life. So the resources are there. Please check out the website to take a look at the different videos. And I am happy to answer any questions at any time. Reach out to your counselors, reach out to me, and we will chat with you soon. Thank you for taking the time. Have a wonderful evening.